Ashton Jeanty deserves a ton of credit, like a ton of credit. He is a top 3 player in college football this year, and he had high 6-figure offers to go anywhere he wanted, SEC and beyond. I mean, NFL people are in love with him. He's a dynamic tailback. He was actually a receiver in high school. The tailback in front of him at Lone Star High School in Texas ended up at Oklahoma State. I think he's at Central Michigan now. He ended up being a good player. Like if you have a tailback in your high school in Texas, you got a tailback who goes to Oklahoma State and plays, real reps for a bunch of years. That's a really good player. And so Jeanty played the slot, and the story of Jeanty is that he is such a diverse player now because he had that year playing receiver. Then he goes to tailback. So Boise offered him kind of as a slot, but they brought him up during COVID. You could have visits and you could work guys out on campus because you couldn't go recruit them. And they worked him out as a running back. And Tim Plow, who's the OC at UC Davis, told me this story. He was the OC at Boise at the time. He did 2 reps, and they hadn't offered him yet. And they brought him there, and they were going to look at him. He did 2 reps, and everybody looked at each other. It's like, he's good. We can offer him.
Start pulling out the paperwork. Yeah.
You don't have to
here's a hoodie, please. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you can come. You can play tailback. You can go because just the way he burst and the way he cut, and you see it on all these highlights, right, is so rare. They knew exactly what they had. When he got to high school, Ryan, he had been in Italy. He's got a military family. He had bounced around. I think he was in Jacksonville, maybe in Virginia, and then he spent some of his like junior high years in Italy. So when he got to school, I believe it's in Frisco, Texas, they said, we get this kid coming from Italy. They thought he was coming from Italy, Texas, like the school down the road. Because you've driven by Italy, Texas, the signs were on the highway. It's kind of near like Waco and Ennis and somewhere around there. Yeah. So they thought he was coming from like some certain, and then he shows up and they're like, oh, this is a real guy, and he's from the other Italy.